In today's video, I'm going to be comparing the new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G to the new Samsung Galaxy A35 5G. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the Galaxy A15 on the left side and we have the Galaxy A35 on the right side. So we have a budget phone versus a mid-ranger phone, and we're going to see which one is more worth it. Now obviously the price tags of these devices absolutely differ. The Galaxy A15 you can get on Amazon, Best Buy, or a bunch of other places retailing for $199. Obviously they have port-in specials at like Metro by T-Mobile and other prepaid carriers, so the device's price may vary. Going over to the Galaxy A35, this device is going to retail for $399 on Amazon and pretty much everywhere else. Also, I believe this is now available at Metro by T-Mobile, and it may be available at many other prepaid carriers as well, so the price of this device may vary as well. Alright everyone, so starting off with the body and weight of these devices, obviously the Galaxy A35 is going to have the more premium build. This is going to be made out of glass on the back of this device, but the chassis, however, is going to be plastic. And of course, we have Gorilla Glass Victus Plus for our front display. Now going to the Galaxy A15 5G, we have a plastic back instead of a glass back, so a much less premium build. However, we do still have the same plastic chassis as the Galaxy A35. And for our front display, it doesn't seem like there's any glass that is rated for this. The other thing that the Galaxy A35 offers over the Galaxy A15 is this actually has an IP67 dust and water resistance up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. So they did pay the money to get the certification for the A35. So for the people that are outside a lot, maybe in the dirt, hiking, or you're by water, this may be the better device for you. Getting on to the displays of these devices, both of these devices are actually going to have really nice Super AMOLED displays, and they both honestly look really decent. Starting off with the Galaxy A15 5G, we have a Super AMOLED 90Hz refresh rate display. This is also going to have a max brightness of 800 nits, so decently bright in the daylight. Also, this is going to be a 6.5-inch screen with an 84.3% screen to body ratio, and of course this is going to be FHD and 396 ppi on the density scale. As far as our Galaxy A35, instead of 90 Hz we have 120 Hz, and instead of 800 nits we have 1000 nits, and also we have a slightly better screen to body ratio at 84.8%. This is also going to be full HD plus, and of course we have the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, and we also have always on display on this device as well. Now getting into the software on both of these devices, the Galaxy A15 5G out of the box is going to have Android 14 One UI 6.0, and the Galaxy A35 is going to come out of the box with Android 14 One UI 6.1. I believe the A15 has 3 years of OS updates and 4 years of security patches, and the A35 actually has 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security patches. Both are actually pretty impressive overall with the support that we get, and for a budget phone to get 3 years of OS and 4 years of security patches, Samsung is absolutely doing something right. Now getting under the hood of both these devices, the Galaxy A15 5G has a MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus processor, and this base model is going to have 4 GB of RAM with an impressive 128 GB of internal storage, and we can also expand our memory via micro SD card. Going over to the Galaxy A35 5G, we of course are going to have the Exynos 1380, the same processor we saw in last year's Galaxy A54. This is going to have 128 GB of internal storage as well, so the same as the Galaxy A15, and of course 6 GB of RAM. We can also expand our memory via micro SD card as well. Now comparing these devices, the performance on the Galaxy A35 5G is going to be absolutely much better. The CPU performance is going to be much better, the gaming performance is going to be much better, and as far as the battery life, they're pretty much about the same. Now some of the advantages the Exynos 1380 and the A35 has over the A15 is better graphics card performance, a larger memory bandwidth, a higher frequency, and a more modern manufacturing process, so 5nm chip instead of 6. But overall with gaming performance, you can still pretty much get by with the Galaxy A15 5G. However, you still are going to have your occasional hiccups and glitches. Going over to the A35, this is going to be the much much more solid look. I really haven't had any glitches or anything with day-to-day tasks, and this is going to be the phone that you're going to want to get if you don't want all those hiccups. Now going over to the cameras on these devices, first and foremost, the Galaxy A15 5G is going to have a 50 megapixel main shooter. That's going to be our wide angle camera. Our secondary is going to be a 5 megapixel ultra wide, and our third is going to be a 2 megapixel macro. Going over to the Galaxy A35 5G, our main camera is going to be a 50 megapixel shooter as well. It's going to be our wide angle. Our secondary is going to be an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and our third is going to be a 5 megapixel macro. As for the rear facing cameras on these devices, the Galaxy A35 is obviously going to be better. However, the Galaxy A15 5G is nothing to shake a stick at. It definitely gives you some decently saturated, contrasty, clear, sharp photos, and I think anybody would be impressed with this $199 phone. But going over to the Galaxy A35, obviously this is going to have the better sensor in it. You can talk about megapixels all day, but the A35 is going to have the better and sharper photo. The A35 is also capable of 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second. As far as the Galaxy A15 5G, it only goes up to 1080p at 30 frames per second, but the camera overall does a pretty good job either way. It has pretty decent stability, has some decent sharpness, but it does have a little bit more noise than the Galaxy A35. So overall, obviously the camera is going to be much better on the Galaxy A35. As far as our loudspeaker goes, we only have one speaker on the Galaxy A15, and it's at the bottom of the phone. However, it is pretty loud, but for the gamers out there, you might cover that up. For the A35, we have stereo speakers, so we have a speaker at the bottom and of course a speaker in the headset. And of course on the A15, we're gonna get something that the A35 doesn't have, and that is going to be a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So for the people out there that want one of those, it's pretty cool that the A15 still has it. As for our fingerprint sensor, we have an in-display fingerprint sensor on the Galaxy A35, and for the A15, we have a fingerprint sensor on the right side of the phone. Also for battery life, the battery life is going to be extremely similar. I feel like you're going to get a pretty similar screen on time for both these devices. Both of these devices actually have a 5,000 milliamp battery, and both of these devices have a 25 watt charging rate. So the Galaxy A35 definitely, I feel like it should have been upgraded a little bit more, at least to like 35 or 40 or something like that. That's kind of embarrassing. You got the A15 over here with the same charging rate. That's crazy. But overall, as far as like the head-to-head goes, I feel like you get a lot more value in the Galaxy A15 5G. Obviously, the A35 5G is the better phone. It has the better display, the better refresh rate, the better security updates and OS updates, and obviously it's going to have a better camera as well. But I feel like as far as the value goes, there's not going to be much beating of the $199 Galaxy A15 5G. Now, this video wasn't to crap on any of these phones. I just wanted to showcase both of them because I thought they were both pretty solid options. But I'll let you decide in the comment section down below. Which phone would you rather have, the Galaxy A15 5G or the Galaxy A35 5G? But yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Just wanted to compare both of these devices. I do enjoy both of them, so I'm not hating on any of the devices right here. But if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and of course hit the notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.